Hey Rovers, I'm heading off shortly to New York, New York, the city they love so much they've named it twice. The Big Apple, the Big Smoke. I've heard if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
The Wave Rover 650. A design based on my solo ocean crossings. She's small, light, and yet easy to build, but strong enough to cross any ocean.
My name's Alan Mulholland, and this is the Wave Rover story. Okay, let's start off with a little navigational brief. So right here we have the Atlantic Ocean, and up here we have Long Island Sound, which I just came through yesterday. And this little arrow, this is Wave Rover. And this area right here, this represents New York and a whole bunch of famous landmarks. So let's get a little bit tighter here and I'll show you what we're up against. So the way to get to New York is via the East River, which runs into the Hudson River. The Hudson River is like this, and the East River runs into it. So, and then we'll be heading down here past Brooklyn to a little place called Coney Island, and we'll be tucking in there. I'll show you all this in better detail in a second. So, the little red triangle, that's Wave Rover. The first thing we need to do is get Wave Rover to what's called Trog Neck. Sounds like frog, but with a T, Trog Neck. And that's our first sort of waypoint. We're about 5 miles from there right now, and we'll have half a knot against us. So no biggie. And we'll leave at 10:30 to be at Trog Neck at 11:30 because slack is actually at 11:15. And then it's about 7 nautical miles from here to here, which is Hell Gate. And we'll be passing the iconic Rikers Island and a whole bunch of other interesting landmarks on our way. And then as soon as we get to Hell Gate, which is right here, that is sort of a really important spot for us because the currents can get to 3 to 4 knots. So we're also at that point entering the Hudson River, which is this river right here. Now, when we get sort of through there, we should have yet a positive current that'll take us past this island right here, which I believe is Roosevelt Island. Now, here's the interesting thing. On this end of Roosevelt Island, from this point to this point right here, this is the UN security zone, and about halfway across here is a no-go zone during any time of the year, actually. And then when they're in session in September, right from here to this side is totally closed. So something to bear in mind. You want to check that out if you're transiting in September. There are times you can transit. It's late at night, so you want to check that out. The preferred route, of course, is on this side of the Hudson River. This side, there's a low bridge right here. It's 39 feet. We could do it, but there are stronger currents here as well. So this is the preferred route. And now we're in the Hudson River, and we're passing all the iconic areas of Manhattan, because this is Manhattan. It's what most people refer to as New York. And then at the bottom of New York, we have Governor's Island, Big Island. We have the Statue of Liberty, which is somewhere right here. We have Ellis Island, also in the same vicinity. So we'll be hopefully at this point taking our time, because the distances to get to this it was 5 miles to get to Trog Neck, then it's 7 miles to get to Hell Gate, which is right here. And then it's from Hell Gate to the Hudson River, to Governor Island. That's 6.5 miles. And then from there down to Coney Island, which is located right here, well, that's another 8.5 miles. And I should have a positive current the whole way as long as I get that first timing right, which is 11:30 local at at Trog Neck. Now I can be a bit later, it's not a big deal. If I'm a bit later, I just get a slightly stronger current at Hellgate, which will propel me through. And a lot of people do that for the thrill of it, but because we only have a little outboard, we're going to be cautious, and we're going to try to hit all these at the slack water point. All right, that is the navigational plan for today. Okay, first order of business, top up the fuel. We've gone through about half of this just in the way down from Stonington, which is not a lot. It's like maybe 5 liters. Get the fuel all covered up, everything's tucked away nicely, and we have 2.5 gas cans. That's 25 liters standing by, and we've got 12 liters in the tank. Although the outboard has never given me any concern or grief whatsoever, I mean, it's brand new, but it's just been performing so well, and we've got the fuel topped up. But I did get my anchor ready. I've got everything all set. We've got the anchor shackled to the anchor chain, and the chain is shackled to the road, and it's all ready for a quick deployment. All I need to do are undo the 2 lashings and a further 2 lashings, which is all of about 30 seconds, and I can deploy that anchor right from the stern here. So we are probably 10 minutes away from departure. I'm just going to charge up the camera so I don't lose any power, and then it's time to crack on.
We are now underway. Departing Manhasset Bay. Stepping Stone Lighthouse. Keep it well on your port side. Trog Neck Bridge, the beginning of the East River.
The Bronx Whitestone Bridge. And the skyline of New York right up ahead. LaGuardia Airport. There's a plane flying over me about every couple of minutes. And here's the infamous Rikers Island, where if you don't follow the rules in New York, you'll end up here. However, I'm thinking that this barge right here, because it has an awful lot of barbed wire on it, you may not see that in the from the camera shot. I think that might be part of the whole facility as well. If anybody knows, let me know. It's curious that such a large barge is here, and it has an awful lot of barbed wire around the edges. So we have a little island just up ahead, and we have an option. We can either go to the right, or we can cut through here. It's well marked, so I'm going to take the shortcut. No doubt it has stronger currents, but it'll shave off probably, I don't know, at least 5-10 minutes from the journey. Get me to Hellgate all that sooner. We're still looking at Rikers Island. Looks like a slightly older section of it, and some newer buildings beyond, and plenty of prison buses just parked the other side of this dock. But we're focused now on this channel. It's very well marked, and there's probably a very good reason. It's pretty shallow either side. If you find these videos inspirational, educational, or just plain old entertaining, consider becoming a patron. There's a link in the video description, and it doesn't cost you anything to check it out.
Hellgate Bridge, but the real test will happen in about 1 mile further downstream. That's when the real currents take effect from the Hudson River. In the second half of this video next week, we'll be going through that high current area and getting some great shots of Manhattan. I'm predicting this. And then, of course, seeing the Statue of Liberty and a whole bunch of other great things, and going to anchor at Coney Island. So until then, thanks for watching, and forge your own adventure.